Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining the ZKTeco presentation, and thank you for joining our online ipcon expo, proudly sponsored by GrantStream. Today joining me is Hendrik Kombrink. He's actually the ZKTeco Managing Director. He's here to assist us with any questions further on. In regards to questions, if you do have questions, just pop it into the question box. I only have 30 minutes with you guys, so I'm going to rush through the entire presentation. And I'm also going to leave my email address in order for you to contact me directly if I didn't get to your question. Okay, guys, so thank you very much. Let's start with the presentation. I'm just going to share it once again. Just please, one more time, if you can see the presentation, again, just say a quick yes, and then I'll get starting on that. Okay, awesome. I'm getting a few yeses. So let's start with the ZKTeco presentation. Before we start, just the agenda for today, we're going to just talk about ZKTeco, just to inform you a bit more about the company itself, then the ZKTeco applications, the ZKTeco product line, and then the ZKTeco software, and then lastly, why you should choose ZKTeco to be your trusted time and attendance and access control partner. Okay, so about ZKTeco. ZKTeco has approximately 3,500 employees globally with 48 branch organizations only in Hong Kong, in Hong Kong only. So that just shows you how big the footprint for ZKTeco is all over the world. The awesome thing about ZKTeco is in South Africa is they've got local presence. So that means quick ETA times, quick support, and they've got a local ZKTeco training center as well here in Centurion. Awesome. In regards to ZKTeco applications, we assisted applications where clients had hostels and hotels where they need to install schools and campus, agricultural sectors, industrial sites, estates and business parks, homes, healthcare, company access control and time and attendance, which is the most important one and probably the most popular one, and then parking lots and airports. So obviously there's a lot more applications. We are focusing on these applications, but obviously if you do have a different application, send it through and we'll see if we can assist you. Almost definitely 90%, almost definitely be able to assist all of our clients with whatever application is given to us. So the product line, we're going to start off with the access control product line. So this is basically with ZKTeco, there's various verification modes that you can use. They've got fingerprint, facial recognition, code recognition, RFID, palm recognition, and MyFair recognition for hotels, hotel cards. So as you can see, there's loads of verification types, and you can actually combo these verification modes in order to have a more secure system. This is basically, in regards to access control, you get a standalone solution and you get a controller solution. So let's start with the standalone solution. What a standalone solution is basically is when you've got an application where we need access control for one door only. Okay, it works best when doors are far apart and you can't use a controller because if your controller is too far away from your unit, it's going to start creating a lag. And that's obviously very irritating for businesses. You can only pair a slave reader to a standalone device. And there are two types of software, the Access 3.5 free software, which works with the F series, and a few other access control standalone devices. And then you get the ZKBioSecurity web-based software that works with the Green Label and Visible Light series. So in this little image here, example, you've got your standalone access control unit connected to your slave. Remember, you have to add a slave. You can't add another standalone device to a standalone device because it's both two smart readers and master readers, so they're going to try and overwrite each other the entire time. Then that's connected to your door sensor, your door lock, and that's a simple access control standalone solution. Then you get your controller solution. So this is basically for one door or more doors. Only works with doors if the controller is relatively close, because as I mentioned, if the controller is too far, you are going to start experiencing a few lags when clocking in. So we've got a 1, a 2, and a 4 door controller, And please remember, when using a door controller, you can only pair a slave. So remember, this is the master device. So you're going to have to pair slaves. Otherwise, if you pair a standalone device with a controller, they're going to try and overwrite each other. So that's why the standalone of the slave readers only listen and sends notifications and sends instructions to the controller. The controller decides whether the person is authorized to get into the building or not. There are two types of software to control these solutions. It's once again the Access 3.5 free software for the normal controllers. We'll get into that in the next slide. And then we've got the ZKBioSecurity software, which is the web-based software which works on your Pro controllers, the green label Pro controllers. So this is basically a 4-door controller. As you can see, there's 4 doors, 2 slaves at each door installed, and those slaves are all connected to the relay. The 4-door controller controls everything, and that's connected to your system, to a switch to your system for management. You can add, it has a couple of other relays as well, so you can add sirens, alarm, lights, speakers, everything to this specific, to these controllers. These are pretty much how the standalone devices would look like. The two on the left is the F series, F16 and F17. These are outdoor rated access control devices. Remember, you can only pair it with a slave. Then we've got the F18, which is an indoor access control device. It can also be only paired with a slave. And this is the MABT 300, which is an outdoor robust standalone access control device, and it supports RFID and fingerprint. All of these F-series support RFID code and fingerprint recognition as well. Then we've got the newer series. These were the next two, the Speed Face, this one, and the Pro Face, the last one, works on your biosecurity software, the web-based software. And this is basically for facial recognition and fingerprint, and this one is for facial recognition and palm recognition. So very effective to use, especially with the no-touch solutions during this tough time, during the entire pandemic. Employees don't want to touch the devices anymore. So this is a pretty cool way to go about it when doing a standalone no-touch access control solution. Okay, so in regards to controllers, as I mentioned, you get a Inbio 160, 260, and 460. So it's a 1-door controller, a 2-door controller, and a 4-door controller. These black controllers works on the Access 3.5 free software, and the Pro controllers exactly the same. It just works on the biosecurity software, web-based software, and it can handle a lot more employees in terms of that. These are your typical slave devices. So it's just a normal device. It takes instructions and follows them through. This is just a fingerprint one, a fingerprint and RFID. This is actually the most popular one, the F12. It's also IP67 rated, meaning water and dust resistant. And then you get your normal keypad and RFID. And for now, the no-touch exit button is also very, very effective with your no-touch solutions in the company. Okay, so then we've got time and attendance, our second, well, one of our biggest portfolios in the ZKTeco range. So in the time and attendance solutions, you only get a standalone time and attendance solution because it's actually for time and attendance only. Some time and attendance units can do basic access control as well. But basic, it's not an access control unit, but it has a relay. So if you are registered, it will open the door for you. Some of these devices are Wi-Fi connected, TCP /IP, USB, and 3G. So depending on your application and where you are and what you have to do, just send that through to us. We'll give you an awesome solution for that application. And then in terms of software, these are all paid for softwares. The biosecurity, sorry, I forgot to mention it. The biosecurity for access control is also a paid for software, but we'll get into that later on in the presentation. So you've got the ZKTimeNet 3.0, which is your local-based software, and your ZKBioTime 8, which is your time and attendance web-based software. We do have a slide explaining these softwares as well, so we'll get to that in the next few minutes. So this is basically how your time and attendance solution would look like. you've got your time and attendance terminal. Luckily, this terminal supports relays, so you can actually connect it to a exit button as well for access control, or a slave. You can also connect it via, you can also withdraw your information via USB in order to pull all the reports, or you can connect it via the Wi-Fi, depending on what it has, or TCP/IP cabling, USB or 3G, and the reports will all be sent to your time and attendance software and management system. As I mentioned, this one has relays, so you can connect it to a maglock, a door maglock, in order for access control to be available. Okay, so this is typically how your time and attendance terminals would look like. We've got a mobile time and attendance. Oh my golly, let me just go back to that slide. Apologies for that. This is basically how your time and attendance terminals would look like. You've got your mobile time and attendance. This is quite a robust time and attendance unit. This is quite cool for agricultural sectors. We've got a 3G and a Wi-Fi option. So depending on your application, we can really provide you really anything. This is a good, robust time and attendance solution. And we've got your facial recognition, time and attendance solution, and fingerprint. We've got your desktop normal entry-level time and attendance unit, and then you've got your palm recognition and fingerprint time and attendance unit, and these are, and lastly, RFID code and fingerprint time and attendance terminal. So there's quite a lot of different terminals. We couldn't add everything, but this covers basically most of our time and attendance terminals. And obviously, if you are interested in more, just visit our website and just go scroll through everything. There is so many more ZKTeco terminals that you can look at for a solution. In regards to the product line, the next one is entrance control. So in regards to entrance control, we've got smart locks. Now this is just one example. So this smart lock is basically code verification, fingerprint, and RFID. And you can also have a master key in order to open it as well. It works on batteries. It's completely standalone. It doesn't connect to anything. All the configuration is done on the device, and it is very effective. It works like a normal, when you install it, it works like a normal door lock. And then you've got your hotel locks. These locks works with MyFair cards. You get RFID cards, and then you get MyFair cards. So the thing is with a hotel lock, you don't have to connect it to a server or nothing in order for the communication to happen. Basically what happens is you include all the information of a client, coming in and want to book a hotel room for 2 nights. You put all that information in onto the MyFair card and put it onto and activate it onto the MyFair hotel lock. That's basically how that works. So all the configuration is done on the card itself. Then we've got turnstiles, we've got full height turnstiles, we've got hotel, metal detectors, and then lastly we've got LPR systems as well, which is quite effective for parking lots, business parks, schools, so really any type of application that you can think of. Then, as I mentioned, ZKTeco is a very innovative company. They quickly released, when the pandemic struck South Africa around March, they quickly released a screening solution, actually 3 very effective screening solutions that will help companies to have temperature detection terminals as well as mass detection terminals. Basically, what they did was it was innovative. They had a limited time and created a very awesome and very effective screening solutions. With access control, their main idea is to give a client a solution that will help for the pandemic, but also assist them afterwards and giving them access control and time and attendance solution afterwards. Again, because you don't want to buy a very expensive screening solution and only use it for a year and then put it back in the cupboard. With ZKTeco, it's a future-proof unit, and I'll show you how it looks like. So the units support palm recognition and facial recognition for access control and time and attendance. It also supports mass detection and temperature detection. So if your temperature is above threshold, above a certain threshold, the device will block you from coming into that certain building if you are registered. Again, in regards to screening solutions, we've got the metal detectors / heat detectors. As I mentioned, these units can be used in the future as well after the pandemic, after everything. You can use these units, and this is basically just a normal metal detector with a heat detector screening device module installed onto it, and it will also show you the temperature of that certain person. Perfect for schools, airports, places like those. And then we've got the ProFace X-TD. This is actually the main screening access control unit. So this unit has a palm recognition, facial recognition, and the recognition speed is about under 0.3 seconds. And then lastly, they have released the ZK SpeedFace V5L-TD. So let's get into a few features of this. So a heat tracker application, this is normally how it would look like. It's for indoors applications only because you need a stable temperature environment. If you install these units outside, it's going to fluctuate your temperature measurements, and that's really going to be useless at the end of the day because it's not going to be relevant to use. It also has to be in a windless environment and far away from any heat source. And it's, as I mentioned, the ProFace X has a recognition speed of under 0.3 seconds, facial recognition speed, and the SpeedFace has a recognition speed of 0.7 seconds. The ProFace is a bit more enterprise in terms of the amount of face recognition it can take, facial recognitions it can take, and palm recognition, so it is a bit more enterprise unit. It has a measurement deviation of approximately 0.3 degrees. It's not a medical device, it's a reference device, so that's why the measurement deviation of approximately 0.3 degrees is fine for companies. It has an awesome technology built in called anti-spoofing algorithm technology that will help your company against print attacks. For example, when somebody tries to get into your company using somebody else's picture or video or 3D mask or anything like that, the device will automatically see that, listen, this is not this person, it's fake, and obviously block that certain person from entering the building. These solutions also work on biosecurity web-based software for access control and time and attendance. You don't have to, so depending on what you want to do, in order to help you save cost, you can either buy an access control module in biosecurity or a time and attendance module, or both. Okay, and obviously we'll get instant live notifications for persons that doesn't wear a mask or the temperature is too high, stuff like that, to your server or from anywhere in the world. In regards to software, we've got the ZKACCESS 3.5 software. So this is a free downloadable software on ZKTeco's website. It works on all the F-series and normal Inbio controllers. So it's an access control software, and it has basic access control capabilities, and you can control up to 25 to 30 terminals with this free software. Again, the next one is the paid-for access control software. It's actually an all-in-one solution, not only an access control software. It's the ZKBioSecurity software. So this software supports access control modules, parking management modules, time and attendance modules, elevator modules, and hotel modules. So important notes to remember: it's a web-based software. It has different modules to make it more cost-effective for you. Because if you only need access control in biosecurity, then you only buy access control module. And there's different types of modules. You get a 5-door, a 10-door, a 20, and a 25. So depending on really what you need, we try to help you guys save money and make more profits at the end. So next one, it's a many door management capacity. It's stable, fast, and consistent communication. It's advanced access control functions like global anti-passback and linkage. So global anti-passback is basically that you have to enter or exit, enter door 1 in order to, exit door 3 in order to exit door 2 in order to exit door 1. Same with linkage, you have to get into door 1 first in order to get into door 2 in order to get into door 3. I hope that makes sense. And it has automatic data backup, alarms and events, email notifications. And this software only works on the Pro controllers. You remember that white controllers that we spoke about earlier? The Pro controllers and all the visible light series devices. And then it has unlimited management accounts, and it's a once-off payment. So please remember, all the softwares, the biosecurity, TimeNet, and BioTime is once-off in order to avoid any headaches and monthly payments. It's a once-off, and then you're good to go. This is the ZK. Next software is our ZK TimeNet 3.0 software. This is quite a very effective and popular software. It's a local software, and you have to renew it every 3 years, but it's very cost effective as well. And it only works on time and attendance devices. You can't add the TimeNet 3.0 to a controller, because controllers is for access control. This is for time and attendance. So it's only for time and attendance units, and it can support up to 50 devices and 500 employees. And it's for time and attendance and basic access control features. So if you look at reports, there is a couple of reports that you're going to get with this and the BioTime 8. So you're going to get employee information, exception reports, transaction reports, hour summaries, daily totals, time card lists, time cards, attendance cards, total time cards, daily attendance, early in and out of employee reports, monthly summaries, late arrivals, flexible schedules, absent reports, and employee shift reports. So there's really a lot that you can do with the TimeNet 3.0 and ZKBioTime 8 software. Please remember that there's no payroll in this software. And it doesn't integrate into a payroll system. You export all your reports and then import it into your specific payroll software. Okay, so this is basically your ZKBioTime 8. This is how it would look like. So you've got your different time and attendance units. You've got your TCP/IP connected. You've got one with 3G connected and the one that's Wi-Fi connected, all to your server. And an awesome additional aspect that the BioTime can give you is mobile time and attendance. So this is basically when you're, for instance, most of the employees are still working from home. Most companies don't want their employees to come in due to obviously safety reasons. So this will give them a chance to clock in from their mobile time and attendance app. This is just an add-on feature. You can add this by purchasing the add-on mobile time and attendance app, which is quite cost effective. An important note of the BioTime 8, it is web-based software. It has different modules, once again, to be more cost effective. So if you only have 5 devices, you buy a 5-device software. If you have 10 devices, you buy a 10-device software. You don't have to buy the biggest software, because obviously that is going to be a lot more expensive. It only works on certain time and attendance devices, those time and attendance that supports ADMS. That's your more enterprise level time and attendance devices. And it can handle up to 100 devices, depending on what modules you need. So you get a 5 module, 10 module, 20, 25, 50, and 100. So obviously, depending on your application, we'll give you that certain one. Again, it does support advanced time and attendance features and can add a mobile time and attendance app software. If as I mentioned, if your time and attendance terminal supports access control, then you can do access control, but it's very basic and simple access control features. It has an email alerts and request approvals, and it's a once-off payment. As I mentioned before, there's no renewals. It's a once-off payment, and then you're good to go. There's no monthly payments, no headaches. Okay, so this is our last slide. Why choose ZKTeco? Because ZKTeco has a local presence. Your ETAs are going to be extremely fast. You're going to have quick support on your queries. Their warranties are up to 2 years. They've got a wide variety of high-quality products for any application. They've got a complete access control and time and attendance solution. They're quite innovative, as I mentioned, and they've got great support, great software, and they're highly secure and improved. Company safe, and it's highly secure, and it will help you improve your company's safety. Okay, guys, so thank you so much. I see we've run out of time. This is where we're anyway finished with the entire presentation. So thank you. I'm going to leave my email address if you have any other questions. I'm going to add the QR code so you can scan it. The price is a complete ZKTeco training course that will happen at the ZKTeco training experience center here in Centurion. Okay, so just scan that, just answer the 3 quick questions. All the answers were given in the presentation. So thank you so much once again for joining this presentation, and I hope you enjoy the rest of ipcon. And yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to leave my email address. If you have any further questions, just contact me directly.